Hello, friends, and good morning to you on this wonderful Wednesday. It is September 23rd, and we are going to begin our language and literacy session for today. As always, please grab your CJs. We are going to begin by writing what we're doing today under the language and literacy section there, keeping up with our good study habits and organizational skills so that if we need to remember what it is that we've done today, we can easily look back at our CJs and see what we've done. Okay, so I am holding up here what we are doing today. Please take a moment to write this. We are doing LoE 21, Part 2, which is spelling. This is something new today. We're going to do the second half of our Logic of English 21, Part 2. This is our spelling analysis today. I'm going to hold that up for you for just a moment. Because this is a recorded video, you can pause this and take all the time you need to write in your CJs. So I'm going to bring this back down and we can get started. Okay. So today, as I said, we're going to begin our spelling analysis. So going forward, whether you stay with me in my class or you have a new teacher, each week now, you will be responsible for a set of new spelling words that you will learn. Pretty exciting. We're going to learn how we break down the words today. And the purpose of spelling is to help develop our reading fluency. That means this is going to help you read more easily and smoothly as you decode these words. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is think back to the beginning of the school year, if you can, when we were first talking about the difference between letters, words, and sentences. Do you remember that time? We've worked a lot with our phonograms, our letters, and we know now that each letter really stands for a sound that it makes. And words are formed when those individual sounds, those letters, come together to make a word. So spelling is understanding the order that those letters go in to make a certain word. You're going to learn what is the order that letters go in to make a certain word. If you sound out each of those letters, if you put those sounds together, it's going to make that word. Okay? I think it will make more sense as we go through today. So what I need you to do firstly is grab your marker and your whiteboard or your lined sheet of paper and pencil, and we're going to write our spelling words. I'm going to walk you through how we do this. We have 5 of them today. Okay, so today we will learn how to read and spell our first words. We are going to learn the words by spelling them, as I've said. Excuse me. Our first word, which I'm going to write here, let's do it on the front actually. Give me just a moment, friends. Our first word is cat. The cat is purring loudly. Cat. So before we write it, we say the word, then we segment the word, just as you have been doing. Okay, when I say segment, again, friends, what does that mean? Segment means that we are ungluing the sounds that come together to make this word. You might hear it called sounding out. Sounding out and segmenting is the same thing. Okay, so we have the word cat. Let's unglue those words. Let's unglue the sounds. We're going to segment. K, a, t. K, a, t. Do you see that? Each one of the phonograms here we have learned. Our letter C, which makes the k sound, our letter A, which is a, and our letter T, which is t. When we put them together, it makes the word cat. K, a, t. Good. All right. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to write it. Okay. We've learned this by now. And I am going to sound it out as I write. I would like you to help me drive my marker by sounding it out with me at home. Give me the sounds of each letter as I write it, please. Are you ready? Let's do it. K, a, t, cat. This is how we will do each spelling word. Good. Let's take a look at our word closely. Do you notice how each of the letters sits close together on the baseline? Do you see that there? Each of our letters sits closely together on the baseline. When they are next to each other, it signals to blend the sounds together into a word, right? It's different than when we have the letters by themselves as we have seen them, as we have been introduced. If I had the letters C, A, T like this, do you see those big finger spaces in between them? This does not tell me to blend the sounds together. It does not tell me to read it as one word, right? Because when we write words, our letters come together. They're next to each other to let us know that the sounds come together to make one word. K, at, cat. Okay? Good. Now, it is your turn to write the word cat. I would like you to take your marker or your pencil and please write the word cat. I would like you to sound it out at home. I'm going to do it one more time and you are going to write it with me. Let's go. K, a, t. You should have the word cat on your board or your paper, just like this. All right. Now, what I'd like you to do is point to each letter, give it a dot with your marker or your pencil, and sound out each of these letters in the word cat, please. You'd say K, A, T, just like that. Each one of those letters in its sound. K, A, T. All right. Good. That's our word cat. Erase your board or move to the next line, please. We're going to learn another word. I have it here for you. Going to hold it up now. Are you ready for our next spelling word? The word is dad. My dad likes ice cream. Dad. Before we write the word, we say the word and we're going to segment it into its sounds. The word dad. What are the sounds that come together? Let's say them. D, a, d. D, a, d. Dad. Please try that at home. I'm going to point to the letter. I would like you to say the sound. Good job. Good job. Now, I would like you at home to pick up your marker and your pencil. And I want you to segment the word. This time, write each letter as you are saying the sound. Let's do it together. We have, oops, excuse me, friends. We have D, A, D. Dad. Good. I hope you're writing this at home. Remember, as you write, you say each of the sounds. Okay. Good. Now I'm going to write it one more time. You at home, say the sounds as I'm writing each letter, please. Are we ready? Okay. D, dad. Good. Let's read it together. Dad. On your paper at home, please write the word dad one more time. As you're writing it, say the sound that each letter makes. D. When you're done, I want you to put a dot under each letter as you say the sound. D. Look like this. Good, friends. Good. All right. Let's move to our next word. We're going to follow the same process here. That means we're going to do the same things as we learn to spell our words. As we look for those individual sounds that come together, we're blending those sounds together to create our words. And then to read our word, we are again looking at those sounds, putting them together, saying it out loud. Good. Okay. Our next word is sad. They are sad. Sad. Before we write sad, say the word. Let's segment it aloud. Sad. S-A-D. Okay. Do you remember our letter S? It has more than one sound. Excuse me. Our letter S makes the sound S. Yes. But is there another letter that makes the S sound? It's our letter C, isn't it? Yes. So when we are learning to spell a word with a sound that can be spelled more than one way, I will let you know which phonogram to use. In this case, you might have thought, well, could we use the letter C at the beginning of the word sad? I know that the letter C also makes the S sound. In this case, I will let you know, okay? So the word is sad, and we spell sad with a letter S at the beginning. All right. It's your turn, friends, to write the word sad, please. Pick up your marker or your pencil. And let's do this together. We are going to say the sound that each letter makes as we write it. S, A, D. Sad. Sad. S, A, D. At home, as you write it, please say each of the sounds aloud and put a dot under each letter as you say it. S, A, D, sad. That's our word, sad. Good. All right. Let's do our next word, shall we? Are you ready for one more? Okay. Let's see, which one am I going to do here? Which one am I going to do here? Let's do this one. Something I hope you all are doing right now. Our next word is sit. Please sit down. Sit. All right. Before we write it, we say the word and then segment it. So we're going to say sit. Help me segment this word. What are the sounds we see? S, I, T. Sit. Good. Now, I'm going to write the word. As I write it, I need you at home to help drive my marker. Tell me each sound as I'm writing it. Are you ready? Let's do it together. S, I, T. Sit. Good. Now it's your turn at home. Please practice writing the word sit. As you write the word sit, I want you to say the sound that each letter makes. Go ahead and write the word sit. I'll do it with you. S, I, t. Good. I'd like you to write it one more time. As you write the word this time, you're going to put a dot under each letter and say the individual sounds. S, I, t, sit. Good job, friends. All right. How are we doing at home? Are we feeling good about the spelling thing? It's kind of fun to be able to write our words. I'm sipping on my coffee here. It's like you're with me. Okay. All right, friends. Let's do one more word, please. I'm going to introduce you to one more. Make sure my writing is neat enough here. All right. Our next word is dug. He dug a hole. Dug. And before we write it, we say the word, then segment it. Our word is dug. Let's segment it together. What are the sounds each letter makes? D, g. D, g. Dug. Good. Good. I'm going to erase it. And this time you are going to help drive my marker. That means as we write it, you are going to say the sounds that each letter makes as we go. Are you ready? Our first letter. D. G. Dug. Good, friends. Now it's your turn. At home, please pick up your marker or your pencil and write the word dug. Remember, as you're writing, you're saying each sound. D, g. Go ahead. Now I'd like you to write the word one more time, please. This time, as you write it, you're going to put a circle, a dot under each letter with the sound. D, g, dug. We see that? Good, friends. Good. So let's review the words that we have learned today. There were 5 of them. On your board or your paper at home, you should have the words cat, dad, sad, sit, and dug. These are your 5 spelling words for today. Please make sure that you practice writing them and reading them so that you know how to spell these words. Remember, we're paying attention to the order that each of these letters come together to make a word. They have to be in this order to make the sounds come together to form our words. Okay? So let's do some practice now reading these words since we've learned how to spell them. And we know that spelling is going to help our reading fluency. That means it's going to make it easier and faster for us to read. So we are going to get our reading practice in our Foundations A workbook. Take a moment to find your Foundations A workbook, please. Okay. When we are with our workbook, we're going to turn to page 69. 69 looks like this. We have 4 pictures and 4 words. We're going to be reading words. This is 21.3 reading words. Let's take a look at what we have here. Okay, so I'm just going to start with this first word here. Let's just hold it up. We'll do this one together since it's our first day. Take a look at this word here. Now we just learned how to spell it. So let's see if we can sound it out to read it. Are you ready? Cat. Well, let's take a look. Can we match this word to the pictures on this side? Is there a cat there somewhere? I see it right here. We're going to match this word to our cat. Let's look at our next word. We learned to write this one too. So we should be able to read it. Let's sound out the word. Sad. Sad. Let's look at our pictures. Is there someone who appears sad over here? How do we know? I think this girl down here, it looks like she's crying. It looks like she's crying. We might cry when we're sad, so I think that's a picture of sad. Let's look at our next word. We did not learn to spell this one, but I think you can still read it. Let's use what we learned in our spelling analysis to help us read this word. Let's sound this out. Each of these letters makes a different sound. Let's do it together. P, I, G. P, I, G. When I blend those sounds together, it makes the word pig. Pig. I see a picture of a pig right here. We're going to draw a line. We're going to match that word to its picture. Finally, we have our word at the bottom here. We did not learn to spell this one today either. But using the same skills that we learned in our spelling analysis, let's sound out this word. What are the sounds that each letter makes? P, t. P, t. Pot. Yeah, you're right. And that's our last picture left. We know that that's a pot. Let's draw a line. We're going to match pot to our picture of a pot. Good job, friends. Good job. Okay, so that was some nice practice. That's it for today. It's a short half of a lesson today. We finished out lesson 21. Because it's a short lesson, I am going to have 2 videos for you to watch today from Miss Ferreira. And she's going to finish talking about plot and what are the elements in the plot of a story. So please make sure you watch those 2 videos with Miss Ferreira today. And also, I am going to introduce you to another part of speech, just with a couple of quick YouTube videos, since we didn't take too much time, I think, with our spelling analysis here. And then I will be back with you tomorrow and Friday doing both part 1 and part 2 of language and literacy. Okay, so today's the last day that you're going to work with Miss Ferreira on the videos. All right. So please make sure today, as I said, to watch the 2 videos with Miss Ferreira, finishing plot in a story. And then I also have 2 short videos for you to watch about verbs. You're going to be introduced to what a verb is. It's a new part of speech, okay? And we'll talk about it more in depth tomorrow, but I'd like you to at least see what that is today. All right, friends, great job. I will see you later today in civics. Thank you so much.